Pull a silly face. Excellent. Hello, YouTube.
You told me to do it that time.
Say hello.
No.
Do it.
Hello.
Hey, look, YouTube. We're recording at our normal time, and it's the sunshine. It's actually sunny. Right, so I don't need that anymore because I've started that, and we'll do that in a second.
Should I do a heavy metal version of that for serial viewing?
Death metal.
Death metal version.
Yep.
Thrash.
I'll beatbox it. Don't worry, I got this, fam.
Got this, fam.
Oh, I didn't rate it. I'll do it later. I usually do it.
Do you not make them up on the spot?
No, I never do.
Everybody else does.
Never ever. I know that's what you guys do. Yeah. You can have that one. And that, and it can have that much. Right. Okay. There we go. That's me. Right. That's me done for later. Okay. Is everyone ready?
Aye.
Yeah.
Aye. Oh, hang on. We had mic on mic action then. Okay.
Should be okay for the pod.
No, I literally hit one microphone with the other microphone. Okay, I'm going to start my audio.
Oh yeah.
Yes, we need to do that. There we go. We have
Such
audio.
professionals.
You'll jinx it.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Definitely got those waveforms.
Yeah.
Pretty good, that one.
Yeah, that sounded in sync to me.
It's never on my end, so I just go by you guys.
Fine.
I'm always so far behind.
Okay. Are you ready? Let's go. Yeah, we good?
Yeah, I thought we'd started already.
No. Okay. I shall play the music and do the intro. It's time for serial viewing! Episode 21. Hello, Jeremy.
Hello.
Hello, Jennifer.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us on the couch. This week we are watching a Dogtanian and the Three Muskehounds, which ran from 1981 to 1982, a single series of 26 episodes. It's set in 17th century France, where young Dogtanian travels to Paris to fulfill his ambition to become one of the king's musketeers. He befriends Athos, Porthos and Aramis and falls in love with Juliet. With his friends he must foil the dastardly plans of the villainous Cardinal Richelieu. We watched episode 1, simply titled Dogtanian's Journey, in which Dogtanian is fighting his rival Francois Levache, son of the mayor, with wooden swords, and he beats him. A musketeer from Paris watches on his way to meet the noblest man in Bern and congratulates Dogtanian on his victory. Francois rushes home assuming he's there to meet his father, but Dogtanian sees the musketeer arrive at his own house. We find out that Dogtanian's father is friends with Monsieur de Treville, captain of the musketeers. Okay, so thanks for joining us. Next time.
Yeah. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's what happened in the episode, bar some zany antics. I hate the theme tune. with a
Going straight into it, are you?
well, I feel that I must share the deep and abiding hatred I have for this theme tune. And I have had it ever since I was a young person and was forced by my own laziness to watch this show because I wasn't going to get off the sofa to go change the channel. It haunts me in my dreams, and I do not appreciate having to watch this, even though I think this was one of mine.
You picked it.
Yeah, I still don't appreciate having to listen to it. There we go. I just got that out of the way as our resident musical expert, Jeremy.
I feel like all the hatred you had for this theme song came to me in 5 seconds. It was like a brick, like hit me, and I hate this song so much, and it is the worst theme song we've done on this show by far.
And you had to listen to it.
La, 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 la. What's wrong with it?
No.
Do you know what? It's not even the tune; it's the singing.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the.
Why couldn't they just sung it normally and had the woofs in the background?
And it's not. Yes, and it's not. It's the lyrics are awful.
Well, I hate the melody too, like the da. It's like
I apologise.
It's the woof 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 woof. I never, obviously I remember watching this, but I never remembered there is so much woofing, even when they're talking. So like 1 minute, and it's the animal noises, it's the dog noises as well. So they'll be talking in English. Why? Because it's in French, but we only. And then all of a sudden they'll go throw in a French word, and then go woof or whine, or it's like I don't remember it quite that mad.
It's the doggy whining that I hated,
Yeah.
particularly. Anyway, let's get back to the theme. Let's get back to the opening, to the credits.
yeah. I mean, it deserves to be burnt.
Jennifer.
Just take the tape.
I've got
burn it.
here. Oh, sorry. The music is very jolly, but the titles are way too long.
They're too long. There wasn't actually. Did you notice it was just clips from the show?
Mhm.
There was no. I don't remember. I don't. There may have been a title banner, but I don't remember it. And it was just.
Oh yeah, it was.
It feels like lazy.
Yes.
Introduction to me, because there's no effort. They've literally just taken clips from the show.
I mean, it was 2 minutes, right? Like, at least 2 minutes long.
Felt a lot longer.
Yeah, it felt like hell. Some of the lyrics in there as well were quite questionable. I swear at some point I heard "drink a beer and swear at the king."
No, swear loyalty to the king.
Loyalty to the king.
But drink a beer.
Yeah, drink a beer and swear loyalty.
Yeah.
Because they're
He's not a kid.
He is a kid.
that is a
He's
very
not.
good point, because he is portrayed in this as being early teens.
A puppy.
He's a puppy.
He's little.
But Dogtanian, well, he was 18, I think, in the original. If by some bizarre chance you don't know what this is a cartoon retelling of the Alexandre Dumas story of D'Artagnan and the Three Musketeers, which came out in 1844. So this is a genuine story which they've adapted for children, which is, I applaud. They just did it badly.
It did it lazily.
Yeah, he's supposed to be a young man, so I would say 16, 17. In the 1800s, early 1900s, that would be.
Why?
But he gives the impression that they're little kids,
Yeah.
and especially when they're fighting and stuff. And then it's not until later on when his dad says, well, it's about time he went off and made himself. And you're kind of in your head, you're like, but he's like 10. But he's not.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be a late teenager, which is why drink a beer and he can become a musketeer.
Well, the thing is, like, I got exactly that. I mean, Dogtanian himself, like the actor, sounds 18, but the rest of the kids though sound 7, and like,
Yeah.
it just doesn't make any sense to me. What was really going on with the ages? I just figured that they got that voice actor in so that when he gets older or something, then they can keep the same voice actor. But it sounded all off and weird to me.
Well, this was another show that was not originally made in English, and obviously dubbed. In that they are trying to rush all the sentences together. Ha ha ha! Weird laughs and lots of exposition given when the character turns away from the character and turns away from the camera and you can't see their face because they're quick cram all that. We need to get a load of information in here. And
the performances were some of them were incredibly blocky.
Shit.
2D. Shit. Dull.
There was. It suffered from. I think we had this in Ulysses 31 as well, where it would suffered. The sentences would run together because they can only talk while their mouths are moving, so they've got to get that in there. They've made some stuff up. Whatever was originally said in Spanish or whatever it was, they've redone and into English, and they've added some little bits. There's lots of emphasis, almost emphasis on the wrong syllable when speaking.
Yeah.
Very anime. Right, so it was dubbed because this was a Spanish, because Ulysses was French-Japanese. This was a Spanish-Japanese animated show. It was developed by Spanish studio BRB International, with animation done by Japanese studio Nippon Animation, and it was first broadcast in Japan, in Japanese, and then into Spanish, where it was then shown in Spain, and then everyone else got it.
Interesting.
Yeah. I think that. Just assumed it was a French TV show.
I did.
Yeah, same.
And we just got an English dub version of it whenever it comes. When did it come out?
Well, it was first released in 81, but that would be the first time it was shown. So I think we got it mid to 80s in the UK.
Yeah. See, I remember being a lot older and watching it because it was on because my little sister was watching it. I don't remember it myself.
Oh yeah, no, I remember coming home from school and this being on. But this, regardless of how we feel about it, this was and remains quite popular.
Yeah.
Does it?
It was. Yes. Yeah, it was quite popular when we were kids as well.
Yeah, it was because it is what it is. I mean,
well, you have to think about it. The story is a good story.
It's a good story.
Even the crappiest of Hollywood movies that have been made about that, it's still a good story.
We've kind of leapt into this. We should probably point out that to anyone listening who's never seen this show, they're all dogs.
Oh yeah,
that's obvious.
Because he's not D'Artagnan, he's Dogtanian.
So they're all dogs. I think. Oh, Lady de Winter later on is a cat, which is perfect. I think there's a pig. I think there's some mice.
Yeah, the maid was a pig. That was weird.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah. So there are other animals out there, but they ride horses. So I'm assuming there's no anthropomorphized horses.
I'd like to talk about that. That was a bit strange. The horses just not evolved, or do they ride? Would it have been better if they've ridden humans?
It couldn't. I think that'd been way more disturbing.
And then another thing, the fact that they call him Dogtanian, is that the equivalent of calling him Human Tanyan? No wonder he gets bullied by his the people in there.
Well, the show's called Dogtanian and the Muskehounds, the three Muskehounds. They are never referred to at any point in the entire show as anything other than the Musketeers, which I think it's a missed opportunity there, because if you're already leaning in pretty hard to the dogs, you might as well go all in.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've already hammered through a lot of the stuff.
Sorry.
The highlights, shall we say.
Yeah. So the rivalry between Francois Lavache and D'Artagnan is not explained well. No. They just don't like each other. So they're not shy of showing each other beat 7 shades of shit out of each other.
It's because they're different classes. It's because D'Artagnan's dad was a musketeer, but he's lower. An officer, yeah. And what's his name's dad is a lord, and they're
he's the mayor.
So that's the same.
Yeah,
That's what I mean.
I,
So he's higher up the rank. So Snot Boy thought he was better than all the others. That's why. That's why. And Dogtanian was like, well, no, my dad's a musketeer, and that's what I'm going to be.
I don't see. I don't think he knew his dad was a musketeer.
No, I think he does.
This is D'Artagnan or Dogtanian?
Yes.
No,
Dogtanian.
Dogtanian.
Dogtanian. I think he did because he said he wanted to do that.
Yeah, because but then when he says he's going to the only
No, he's going to the most noble person in Burt, which the mayor immediately assumed, the mayor's son immediately assumed was his father, the mayor, which he wouldn't be. He's not a noble. But then,
no, but they don't mean it that way, do they?
No.
Kids.
But
yeah, but even Dogtanian didn't question it. He also assumed that they were going to the which was what makes me then believe that it's not. He doesn't know his dad was a musketeer, especially not an officer.
Maybe it's a self-esteem thing. Maybe because they picked on him for having crappy clothes, that he wasn't part of.
Yeah, because they were poor.
Nobility.
His outfit disturbs me. Because he's basically wearing tights up to his nipples, and then a dress. Yeah, you couldn't even claim it's a tunic or anything. It is a dress.
I think it's supposed to be a tunic.
Yeah, of course it is, but it's a dress. He's wearing a dress.
I don't even remember, to be honest.
It's the little red. It's the little red. It's supposed to be a tunic because it doesn't go all the way down past. It stops.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it is a tunic. I get what it is. It's like when you look at they had the tabard that goes over the top. So yeah.
It's very 17th century.
Yeah, I'm looking at the pictures now.
It's a shame because we don't get introduced to the vast majority of the characters that populate the rest of the show. So we miss the three Muskehounds. We miss Juliet. Who's a lady in waiting to the Queen, I believe.
Yeah, that would make sense. I think she is in the book, isn't she?
Yes, yeah.
In the intro, she had the most bug-eyed stare of all of the characters, and there were a lot of them.
Yeah, there you go. There's a picture on Jennifer's screen right now of Juliet, and she's supposed to be she is his love interest. She's supposed to be at the same age. She's supposed to be very pretty and everything, but she looks really beige. If that makes sense.
Really single colours.
Yeah, very beige, and she looks almost Disney-ish dog. Like almost, it's just she doesn't really have a muzzle, and it's weird.
She reminds you a bit of Lady from Lady and the Tramp. She's got like that shaggy. Her hair is like shaggy ears and shaggy.
You're being generous. She reminds me of Pluto, the dog.
Well, there's two Disney dogs.
Yeah, it's very, very Disney. Yeah, so there is a mouse. Pip the mouse and Planchette the bear. Planchette is D'Artagnan's servant, and I can't remember who Pip is from the original story. For some reason, and I'm not quite sure why, the names of two of the musketeers, Athos and Porthos, are switched in this show. So that Porthos was the intelligent leader while Athos was the big greedy sidekick, whereas in the books it's the other way around. I don't understand why they did that.
Yeah.
So it was shown in Japan first in 1981. It was then shown in Spain on Televisión Española's Primera Cadena, starting on 9th of October 1982. This was so successful at the time that BIB International and Nippon Animation actually made another show called Around the World with Willy Fogg.
I remember that.
I didn't realise it was by the same people, but now I know it makes perfectly sense because he was an anthropomorphized lion, I believe.
Was he? I thought he he was a dog as well, but they had more different animals.
He might be.
Yeah, I've heard of that one. I mean, I've heard of like
No, you're right. It was a lion.
Thought so.
Fog.
Yeah, it was a
Actual,
lion.
like cartoon.
I
You
don't
guys
know.
are gonna hate me, but I've never actually read D'Artagnan.
It is a good story.
I'm
Three Musketeers. Yeah.
I mean, there are
Yeah.
many movies. The Michael York 70s movie
That's a good one.
is hilariously funny. It's got excellent fight scenes.
Oh yeah, that's the one that you guys really like, isn't it?
It is really, really good. Don't watch any of the modern ones; they're terrible.
The Charlie Sheen one with Kiefer Sutherland. That's all right.
It
You said
exists.
Charlie Sheen and Keith Sutherland.
Kiefer Sutherland. I admit.
No,
that,
it's good.
I admit that movie exists. Yes. That's all you
Yeah.
get.
That's got Oh.
The problem I have with that one is the rampant American accents.
Oh yeah. This one it's speaking rubbish.
Howdy, y'all. We're in France. Let's fight the king's enemies and kick some ass.
Oh, speaking
I don't
of
think it's
accents
that
and
bad.
voices.
Mm.
Speaking of accents and voices, who played Francois?
Francois Lavache? I
Yeah,
don't know.
that voice sounds very familiar, and I think I know who else they've played. I'm gonna look it up.
Well, who else do you think? Who else do you think they played? And we'll tell you.
I think they play Ash Ketchum.
No, this was like
Yeah.
20 years before.
So, voice actor. It
Right.
sounds identical.
I shall look this up. Dogtanian.
Who did you say?
Yeah, Nancy, the same person who plays Ash Ketchum. Nancy Cartwright's been doing Lisa Simpson for the last 30 odd years.
That is true. I can only find
Which character? Sorry.
Francois
Well, it would be
Lavache.
an actress, actually. I think an actress does Ash Ketchum.
Although I think that's the original
IMDb.
Spanish cast. I think you'll struggle with finding the English one. If it is, I will be amazed.
Sounds almost identical to me,
I haven't watched Pokemon
Those- voices, but
since God 10, 15 years.
Oh yeah, then when I was
it's
looking
been a few
before.
years for me.
Have you found the British ones?
I think. Yeah, I think so. You should just put.
Mm,
Oh, in All for One and One for All. That's the TV movie.
Which was, if I'm correct, was just the shows kind of cut together. So who's the voice actor for? Is Francois Lavache even listed as a character in the credits? No, you're never gonna know, Jeremy.
doesn't look like it.
In your head canon, that could be
But
true.
That's my truth. But seriously, go back and listen, and then listen to Ash Ketchum. Sounds exactly the same.
Yeah, they in '85 BRB International released a television film which was edited from the 26 episodes. So they must have cut a lot out.
What? So they made like a movie from
Yeah.
scenes of the episodes.
Yes.
Yeah. Especially if they're all, 15 minutes minus the intro.
Minus the 2-hour intro.
Yeah.
In 1985, there was a sequel series entitled The Return of Dogtanian, which was a joint production between Television Española and Thames Television. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Which proves how popular it was in the UK. If a British production company then...
Why?
Okay, so it is a good story. D'Artagnan and the Three Musketeers, it's a good story.
Yeah.
I could get why younger children would go, oh, it's a puppy. Oh, look at him. He's fighting really woodenly and badly. That's what I was. I rewatched the episode before we recorded tonight. In the opening credits, it shows, as we've said, it shows bits of the scenes. And there's a bit where one of the musketeers, or a bad guy, he leaps through the air and he lands on a table, and the table crashes underneath him, and he kind of flourishes his sword. But it's like really slowly down, and the table's breaking, and then there's bits where they're sword fighting. And I know it's a cartoon, and the budget is obviously not huge, but they're sword fighting. That's like frame 1, frame 2, frame 1, frame 2, 1, 2, 1.
Yeah.
It's lazy animation.
It was very lazy in this one.
Well, see, the animation itself, I mean, apart from things like that, the actual character animation was fine. It was pretty good. Unless they were doing something energetic, it was fine. As soon as they started doing anything particularly swashbuckling, it kind of slowed down, and then they started reusing frames, and I know that's an allowed shortcut in animation, but it annoyed me. Because I was already annoyed.
It looked all over the place. It just looked all over the place. You had, like, when there was a specific scene I just point out when the musketeer came to the village and like was talking to the kids, and then he said like, "Oh, you've heard of me? Haha, that's nice." He just like his eyes are like completely pointing the opposite direction, and he's kind of like, yeah, it's so bad, and he's just a big squiggle circle, and it like, I don't think any effort was put into the show, except maybe the story, but again, that was already there, so I don't know. I'm not impressed.
I think the trouble is that 30 odd years ago, kids' TV effort wasn't put into it. It's the same as kids' books.
I don't accept
People didn't. Well, they didn't. It was. They didn't used to put money into stuff.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like, you still had shows that were made that were still kind of good. Like, take Ulysses 31. I know that came out a little bit later, but then Battle of the Planets was back like where originally got you, man. But that was better than this after the cuts.
I think what you got to remember is that when this was around, so the early 80s, British children's television didn't have huge budgets, but they had more and more programming aimed at children. So we've got to fill this space, and they did it by buying relatively cheap stuff from Europe. So you'd get this like early hours of Sunday morning where they want to put something on the kids. You'd get some weird show from the Netherlands with some strange kid and his Smurfs or something. You'd get some really random stuff that are really obviously badly dubbed. Didn't make a whole lot of sense, but it was cheap, and they've bought like 10 series of it, so they're going to use it, and it fills space. And a lot of this stuff, like Willy Fogg, Ulysses 31, Mysterious Cities of Gold, most of these ones that a lot of people remember are a product of that era where they were buying up European kids' TV shows because it was cheap.
I just don't see how anybody could look at this and say they like it without like that rose-tinted nostalgia factor of them being kids, and like objectively look at it and say that was a okay show. Like, don't get me wrong, I didn't really plan to hate on it this much. I don't think it's that bad. I'm just saying that a lot of these shows that people look at that we do and then they like them, I feel like a lot of it just comes from nostalgia, and that's bound to happen.
Yeah,
you know, you can't
it will.
people
Yeah.
for that. But I feel sometimes like somebody must go back to watch it after what we've talked about it and been like, oh yeah, this is crap. Why did I like this?
Well,
Well, I was gonna say is that you remember liking it when I was younger, so I was like, oh yeah, this will be fun. And you're right, it was way far worse. But then I've had 35 years worth of
A number of years.
cartoons that have progressively got a lot better and have a lot more money. And I mean, okay, but to be fair, they're still producing cheap crap because it's for kids. They can churn it out. Kids don't care.
They want bright colours and they want
They
flashes.
Yeah.
Well, Jeremy, whether this is playing off the nostalgia or not, it was announced that Apollo Films, which is a cinema studio owned by BRB International, the original producers, and a company called Cosmos Maya, are planning on releasing a feature-length CGI film titled Dogtanian and the Three Muskehounds.
Because I thought you were going to say that they were going to redo the series or something like Netflix and do like
feature-length,
do like 2D, 3D, whatever. That might have been okay. Because like I would have thought that would have been alright. Because like at the end of the day, my main problem with this show was the laziness that was involved in the production. I think it was the bad drawing and the lazy acting.
Well, I remember this being announced ages ago because it was supposed to come out. Now it's supposed to be coming out this spring, so I don't know if it's still. I'm fairly certain it got pushed back. I don't know when they're planning on releasing it. I remember seeing a trailer on, I think it was YouTube or somewhere, and just like, no, why have you done this? Please don't.
Stop.
The characters. Jen just showed me a picture. Are amazingly faithful to the cartoon show. It is obviously the same characters, just done in CGI. And it'll come out, and I predict it will probably be quite popular, and then we'll end up with more bloody Dogtanian stuff, merchandise all over this place.
You know, it might be okay. It might be.
It might be,
as long as they don't use the same intro.
Yeah, you might have a pleasant colonoscopy. Chances are, you're probably not.
Hey, colonoscopies are fine.
This is the experienced one.
Oh yeah.
But I feel like oh god, it does look the same. Well, yes. There's going to be a lot of. How long before the internet rule 34's this? I've already seen a couple
minutes.
of
Minutes. Oh, you haven't. They haven't already. Please, seriously, people. It's only just come out.
I'm literally like three lines down, and I'm already getting stuff that's borderline not safe for work.
There's already loads of Milady, from the first one.
Oh, she looks chubbier than I remember.
I just saw.
I'm getting the good-looking dudes, the musketeers.
Oh, the musketeers.
They got roses and everything.
That's because they're suave and sophisticated. Oh, I like that picture where Dogtanian's getting kicked in the face.
There you go. Look.
Yeah, see, there you go. That's Lady de Winter. She's cool in the movies and the story. She's a bad girl, but she's cool.
I fully agree that the story, whilst I've never read it, it is probably quite good. Like it's a cultural classic.
It's genuinely good.
So I'll probably read it at some point in my life.
You should.
But yeah, why?
Because it's good to read literature and classics.
Dogtanian.
Oh, why? Well,
yeah.
Somebody was. It's a Friday night. They've got takeout. What should we do? Well, D'Artagnan is spelt like Dogtanian. We could make them all puppies. Done.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody went home for Thanksgiving weekend.
Whilst we're all declaring how awful this is, was this someone's first attempt at a score?
Yeah.
Ever?
Yes.
Because
it does sound like that.
The score was as bad as everything else.
Mm-hmm.
It was overly dramatic in places. It was in the wrong places, not just in places, the wrong places.
Mm-hmm.
There was too many. I think you said this. I don't know if you said this on the show. You said it well before we were talking. There's too many yips and barks and doggy panting, and there was a bit. There was a bit where D'Artagnan's running home, and he sounds like he's either having sex or trying to like pass a painful bowel movement. He's proper panting. And it's just
I don't know if I wasn't paying attention, but I didn't notice a single one of those.
You'd already see your mind has protected you. It had shut down.
I drowned it out.
Yeah, they were leaning into the
dog thing.
Yeah.
It's when they're fighting.
Yes.
So like he'd be talking and then he'd growl at each other and then they'd say something and then like one of them would hit the other one, so he would do it, make that puppy sound. Yeah. Or yeah, there was just different things, wasn't there? Like when he was walking away at the end, or walking to Paris, and he was sad, so he was making the
which
sound.
that noise annoys me when an actual dog does it.
Doesn't help, Henry, that you don't like dogs.
Whoa!
I don't like dogs.
I don't want death threats. I don't dislike dogs. I just don't I don't understand the appeal. Dogs are not.
You're not a dog person.
No, I'm not a dog person. I like certain dogs, but yeah, whoa, steady on.
It's fear of the internet around.
Yeah,
but
little dogs
do you
can be thrown in a lake.
Do you feel this is the progenitor of why you don't like them?
It's entirely possible.
Then like the sounds that dogs make, the way they act.
So in Spanish, it's originally released in Spanish. This was Do Atac. I'm going to butcher this. I apologize. De Atacion y los tres mosqueteros, which I think is pretty cool. In Japanese, it's One Sanjushi, which literally means woof woof, three musketeers.
Oh, Japan.
Yeah. Oh, Japan.
See, that makes makes me like this show just a little bit more.
In fact, actually, I would really like to watch it in Japanese.
Yeah.
That would have been hilarious.
Might improve.
Can we rescore it, but with like proper anime? Like Dogtanian leaps through the air, and you get like 93 wipe cuts as he's descending slowly and smacks him on the head.
I'll sort that out for the serial viewing.
Yes.
And that's that when they hit swords.
Yes.
That's very like
focuses on their eyes, and you go. So what we're saying was we want this, but done as an anime. Like a full-on anime.
Yeah, absolutely.
Excellent.
I have come for your father.
This suffers from something I'm sure we've mentioned before, is that you get on the next episode, and then the narrator then proceeds to tell you in minute and excruciating detail every facet of the next episode.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah,
and it went on for ages.
This show was 15 minutes long. The intro was 2.5 minutes long. The outro with the guy talking about the next episode was 3 minutes long. There was nothing in this show. But it felt like an eternity.
And it was almost a wasted episode because...
Yeah.
Okay, we established that D'Artagnan is poor and possibly doesn't know his roots. His father was an officer, and he's being sent to Paris. That could have been handled in less than 5 minutes.
Yes, and then you have the second episode that they're talking about.
Yeah,
the journey.
We could have ended
in the same episode.
We could have ended up in Paris. And I kind of wish we'd watched...
That would have been a good way.
The second episode, because I think the second episode is where he meets and challenges the three musketeers to duels. Because before he leaves, in the story, I can't remember this, his father tells him to fight lots of duels, because it's good experience and it gives you honour and, I don't know, risk of death. Off you go, son. Get out.
I just wish you were dead.
Dead or living many miles away in Paris. Your choice. Off you fuck.
The other musketeers already think you're my servant. Like, you're a disgrace. Get out of my sight.
This may just be me, and this may be... I'm not a Matthew Broderick fan, but a couple of times when Dogtanian was speaking, it sounded like he was voiced by Matthew Broderick.
You're not a Matthew Broderick fan?
No.
I thought you didn't mind him.
Apart from, I can think of one movie which I can tolerate him in. Everything.
Lady Hawk.
2 movies I could tolerate.
Yeah, the other one's is it the Blue?
Biloxi Blues. Yeah, which is a good movie, but Ferris Bueller could blow it out his ass.
Yeah, so it's not Matthew Broderick you don't like, it's Ferris Bueller.
Oh no, it's Matthew Broderick.
Oh, I like
He's got a
Matthew
great
Broderick.
voice.
Godzilla should have just stood on him.
Well, that's not his fault.
Hey, he chose to be in it, and he played the guy that way.
Yeah.
Look,
I mean, even Hank Azaria
that's a
was
good
in that,
movie.
though, and like.
Oh no, yeah. Hank Azaria, apart from awesome, is a screen whore and will be in anything.
I mean, the man pretended to be gay and dance around in denim shorts. It's just like he'll do anything.
That's a great movie.
Yeah, I thought that was just Hank Azaria being.
Yeah, I've got no problem with Hank Azaria. He gets a pass. Matthew Broderick, not so much.
Okay, so segue. How would you recast this? This
So
show.
just this episode,
Well, yeah, just from what we've seen.
Francois
Feel free to extend it to like the Musketeer.
Lavache can be played by the guy who I can't remember his name. King Joffrey from Game of Thrones.
I don't remember his name either, but yeah,
Him,
that's fair.
that guy. Dogtanian, who is short and annoying. Oh, one of the in-betweeners.
Which one?
I can't remember his name. Is it Simon?
Oh, what, like
The one that goes to the school, the posh one. Wears glasses, carries a brick, the dorky one. Him.
Oh no,
He does a lot of voiceovers for Channel 4 now.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Wait, what's his name? Is it not? It's not Neil, is it?
No, Neil's the
No,
tall.
Neil's
Neil's the tall guy.
Neil's the tall one.
Oh no, Simon's the one with the slick back hair. I can't remember.
Simon's the one the one with the hair.
Yeah, Simon's just the normal one. Will.
Will, that's it. Yes, Will
Yeah,
from
Will.
him.
God
Him.
damn it.
I wanted him
Yeah.
to play Dogtanian
With the glasses.
with the glasses, fighting King Joffrey.
Yeah. Who plays his dad?
His dad.
Who has
Oh.
no personality.
No, Greg Davis.
Which is in between his.
Look, you bastard. Fuck off.
I was going to say Gimli. John
Yeah,
John Rhys Jones. I can't remember his name. Him as his
Yeah.
dad. But
I never remember his name.
Greg Davis should be in more things. I'm really having to restrain myself from just saying Jack Black because that seems to be my default answer for everything.
Who would you cast as the Three Musketeers?
The Three Musketeers. So in this version, Porthos is the intelligent one, so that would be Charles Dance.
You can't say Charles Dance
Way
for a
too
free
old.
intelligence.
Oh, ageist! Whoa!
You've done Charles Dance before.
Oh, have we? All right. Nigel Havers.
No,
we
Nigel
want-
Havers would be really good as the Cardinal.
Fine. Hawkeye. Jeremy Renner.
Jeremy Renner.
Yeah. Jeremy Renner as Porthos. Athos as the big greedy sidekick. Melissa McCarthy.
Why? Every time the same people.
Because they're the I don't actually like Melissa McCarthy, but I think she would be.
I know.
It would be funny. And then
Who's the blonde one from who's like Melissa McCarthy? She's like
blonde one?
Do you mean the one?
Yeah,
do
the
you mean the
blonde
one that's in Paul, or the Australian one?
the Australian one.
Yeah, I can't remember her name. I can't stand her.
Yeah. She's in that category, you know. She's like that irritating.
Yeah,
but trying to be funny.
McKinnon. Is it Catherine McKinnon
I
or something?
don't know. That sounds right.
Yeah.
No, hang on. Stop everything. Just
Alright.
hold. Right. Bear with me here. Dogtanian. Andy from Parks and Rec.
Andy.
Not
Chris Pratt.
Not Chris Pratt. Andy from Parks and Rec. His dad, Ron Swanson.
Okay.
The Three Musketeers. No, yeah, Porthos can be Jerry from Parks and Rec.
Right.
What is it? Athos? No, yeah, Athos would be Jerry because he's the thing, and then Porthos can be Ben Wyatt from Parks and Rec, Adam Scott, and then the other one can be Leslie Knope, and then Lady De Winter can be
Jen Barkley.
April.
April. Or Jen Barkley or Catherine Hahn. That works. Actually, I think I'd prefer Catherine Hahn for that. That'd be great. So what we're going to
do? Recast this as Parks and Rec.
Yes.
Yeah,
I think that's perfect.
But they're all still dogs.
Yeah. So no,
Outfit.
live action, but they've got the ears and a fake nose.
Like Spaceballs.
And you can see, like, you can
The
see
string holding the nose on. Yes.
Holding it down.
Yeah. It's got to be like
when they're they can have the ears attached to their hats, and when they fight, they're like their ears are like hanging off. And
This is just starting to sound like the porn version of Dogtanian.
oh god, that exists, doesn't it? I'm sure that's a thing.
Yeah.
No, it should be like baths and Spaceballs.
Barf.
I'd look that up, but it would be in my search history.
Don't worry, I got your back, bro. I'll delete you if anything happens. I got your search history. This might be a bit of a redundant question, but would you recommend this?
You know what? Yes.
Whoa.
I would if somebody's got kids. It's a good introduction to a great story, and you could watch it, and then you could get the book and read The Three Musketeers with your child, and say, "Well, this is when D'Artagnan." But you can say that that's a thing. So yeah, I would with somebody who's got kids. It's also a good introduction to the French language. Kids don't care about titles.
The French
and all that crap.
language.
Well, yeah, there's a bit of au revoir and bonjour in there. I'm talking about little kids. I'm not talking about little children. Sorry, not little goats.
Yeah, I would recommend. I can't even make a joke. I wouldn't even recommend this to a bunch of drunk students to sit around and watch. Ironically, just don't watch it.
I was gonna recommend it, but then I saw the Rule 34. My eyes.
So basically, we're not recommending it unless it's very young children.
If you're curious for the internet,
why is it not in our chat already?
after the podcast.
No, I want to see live reaction. Put something. Show me one. Put it in the chat. I want to see it.
Okay, well, keep going.
I was gonna rate it.
I've got to search it up again.
Hang on. Yeah, is that the criminal?
My
squad?
God.
Bear in mind, you've got to look me in the eye soon. He's crying. He's crying. If you're not watching this on YouTube, Jeremy is actually crying.
Anyway, keep it going.
What? No, I want to. All right. Whilst we're waiting for that, Jennifer, rate this show out of 10.
4.
Justify that 4.
Because it was still enjoyable to watch. I mean, yeah, okay, some of it's annoying, but as I said, children don't care about that kind of stuff. And it is a children's TV show. It wasn't made for me. It was made for my 5-year-old.
But we're watching it.
Yeah. So it still gets a 4.
Okay.
And I still like the subject matter. It's a favourite story, so
I'm going to give it 2 bonus points because of the story, which gives it 2 points.
I thought you were going to say -2.
No, I've never liked the show. I didn't like it when I was young. I was just traumatized as soon as the music came on. I find I'd never noticed it at the time, but oh my god. I'm traumatized.
I've been laughing the entire time.
I like the fact they've still got their hats on.
Yeah, there's more.
No, I don't need any more.
No, that's enough.
Don't need
done.
any more.
I backed out of there as soon as.
Okay, so I now I'm going to
sorry.
give it. I'm going to take those points away because I've seen what some sick person has drawn on the internet.
Can you censor it and put?
That's not going anywhere near any of my social media. Anyway, I gave it a 2 because it was crap young when I was young. It's crap now. Jeremy, once you've recovered, rate this show for me, please.
I need water.
I need to minimise this window. I don't need that image on my screen. Did you purposely look for the most
solid 10. I'll give it a 3.5 or 4. It's I see the appeal for people to still have the nostalgia of it, but at the same time, it's really not great.
Was that a 3.5?
I feel like if we'd have watched it more, we might have seen like the parts of the story that were a bit more interesting. But the first episode was lazily done.
It was bad, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Didn't like it.
I can't imagine that the quality of the animation or the music or anything else got better. The story, as we keep saying, is a great story.
Yeah.
With a shovel of shit.
I reckon if you watch the whole thing, it might be kind of cool. But other things like this have been done better.
If you're going to inflict this on yourself, go find the movie, because it is all 26 episodes with a lot cut out. So you get the story without a lot of the yipping.
All the crap.
And maybe it's better, It might be better that they've strung it together and cut out, the crap, and like you said. And
this movie is really popular with furries, isn't it?
Probably.
Oh. I feel unclean now.
Yeah, you feel unclean.
I can't believe this is how many episodes have we done? And this is the first time we've gone down that some sort of rabbit hole like that.
We have tried to avoid doing that, to be honest.
Yeah, on podcast. Now it does make me curious for all the other shows that we've done now.
Thank you to the YouTuber who left a very long comment on our old episode of Rent-A-Ghost.
Did they?
Yes, they did. I can't remember his name. I apologise. I will acknowledge him properly.
Henry.
I know.
I'll find it.
He left a detailed question as to the answer. Sorry, a detailed answer to the question, why did the ghost take the train? And I think he was thinking along the same lines as us, and I appreciate the comment. Thank you very much. If you have
find your name,
if you have strong opinions about this episode and about Dogtanian, please let us know. We would love to hear from you, even if it's to tell us that we're talking out of our asses.
You guys are.
I'm gonna play this song to her when she's asleep, so she'll wake up humming in the morning.
I was humming it before we started.
One of my notes is, if I'm singing this theme song later, I'm going to punch something.
Oh, it's worse. I've got it showing up on my YouTube's regular now because I had to go through so many to find a good one. But your name, sir, thank you for commenting. Conscience Agin Blackadder.
That's it. That's the one.
Agin.
I think
is proper. Yeah.
If you'd like to leave us a message, you can do so on our YouTube videos. We put out a audio version of the YouTube of the show. I put my teeth back in on YouTube as well as Spotify and everything. You can leave us a message there. You can leave us a message on our website. You can leave us a voicemail. Please leave us a voicemail, people, and you will get played on the show. How exciting is that?
For some of you, that may terrify you, and we totally understand. And you don't want to be associated with dog porn.
So next episode, episode 22, will be Captain Bucky O'Hare.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this.
Yes.
I don't think I don't remember ever watching a full episode of this, but I remember liking it.
Well, the Bucky O'Hare theme song is another one that inspired the serial viewing theme. Not that one.
Oh, sorry.
Captain Bucky O'Hare.
Bucky O'Hare. It is pretty awesome.
So I don't think
nice refreshing build.
Palate cleanser.
It also occurs to me that we rated it, but I didn't tell everyone what the final rating was. So this rocketed to the bottom of the charts with a massive 3.2.
Oh, I feel bad because there are people who are gonna really like it, but at the same time, go back and rewatch the first.
I feel bad.
Understand where we come from.
I feel bad that there are people that like this.
You're the reason we get hate.
I don't know what to tell you. Anyway, thank you very much for joining us here on the sofa. We will see you next time. Goodbye, Jeremy.
Woof.
Goodbye, Jennifer.
Oh, woof woof.
And all together.
One for all and all for one. Muskehounds are always ready. One for all and all for one. Helping everybody. One for all and all for one. It's a pretty story. Sharing everything with fun. That's the way to be. One for all and all for one. Muskehounds are always steady. One for all.
And we are clear.
Oh.
And it remains just as bad at the end as it was at the beginning.
I believe that episode might have derailed slightly.
Good. Excellent. Good stuff. That was an awful show and I didn't enjoy it. I'm glad I picked it.
I watched it and I was like, I'm not gonna hate on it as much because Henry is, and then I immediately blasted it.
It's not good.
Yeah, thinking back to it, like I didn't dislike watching it. It was just really dull and lazily done. That's, you know, I said that 1,000 times.
Yeah.
So.
It's because it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, well, if we get the ratings out of the way quickly, we can never have to speak of it again. Although, part of me feels this is almost as bad as Wurzel Gummidge, but
For you, maybe.
yeah. No, I don't think I can hate anything more than Wurzel Gummidge.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw a picture of that made me laugh the other day. So there's it was on Facebook. It's going to be hard to explain, but there's a picture with it's Wurzel and Aunt Sally standing next door to it, but you can't see Aunt Sally's hands, and then Wurzel's going like this. and somebody's putting it. Aunt Sally gives Wurzel his first hand job.
I was going to say, give it to me, find that picture and I'll put it on social media, but I don't think I'm going to. Actually, no, find it and I'll put it on
Throwback,
Facebook.
yeah.
No, it's going to go on Facebook. If you could find that, Jennifer, your homework, if you could find that image for me.
Facebook is the place of memes.
Yeah.
You must find memes about the show.
Right, let's shoot this dog. Let's see what
Take it out back.
Yeah. Jennifer,
Yes.
out of 100, I want you to give the theme tune a rating, please. Sorry, not the theme tune, the opening credits, the theme, however, whatever you want to rate that on.
15.
1-5.
Yep.
Okay, you're not a fan then.
No. And they only get that because they're earwormy.
It is very earwormy. Jeremy?
I'm being deadly serious. -15.
No negatives. No negatives.
Zero.
Zero. A 0 for Jeremy.
Zero. Go away.
Fair enough, you can do that. That's fine. Well, Is it getting a 2? And it's only getting a 2 because it exists. That's it. That's
It's
the
not
only-
even that doesn't even justify it for me.
Which a whopping total of 17 points. Yeah, I think that's perfectly acceptable.
Might be the lowest we've got.
I'm fairly
Steam
certain that
tune.
is. Although Wurzel didn't score very high because it was barely there. But this was just it's an annoying song, and the actual credits themselves are lazy.
Yeah.
Jeremy, sorry. The weirdness
Yes.
factor of this one. How weird did you find this?
Yeah, it wasn't too weird. I mean, but it was weird. But it wasn't weird.
I kind of know what you mean. It was weird,
Like there was something uncanny about it.
not just because
so
they were
I
talking
just-
dogs.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say 24.
24. Jennifer.
It's low, but got some.
The what? The theme?
No, the weirdness. We just did the theme.
Oh, weirdness. Sorry. No, that was the title, wasn't it?
Same thing.
Okay. Well, no, because you always say the theme is.
Were you looking on Facebook there? Because you kind of lost focus.
No, I wasn't. Sorry, I had a work email.
Ugh.
Well, I am
Ugh.
technically on out of hours.
No, you're working now.
This is it. Come on.
Yes, this one doesn't pay the bills.
Commit.
Don't believe that.
Yet.
It doesn't. Please support
Right.
us.
So, what was it again?
Weirdness.
Weird.
Oh, weirdness. No, it's not weird. I wouldn't have said weird. That picture was way more weird than the whole TV show. So
I would-
5.
I'm going to
Yes.
struggle to forget that picture.
Yeah, I mean it's going to be in the Discord chat forever.
Oh, wait, no. I just realised something.
What?
Well, I gave it a score of 7. So just we'll back up a second. Right, let's do this one,
Yeah.
and then I'll go back.
The score was 17, but the average
Yeah,
it wouldn't.
it would. That's
the
not.
average
It's lower.
would-
It's not 17.
The average would be
What?
7.
I'm going to give this a 29 on weirdness not because of the talking dogs, but as Jeremy said, it's the uncanny valley ness of it all, where they're desperately trying to get words out, and then it's kind of weird that they finished this. Somebody looked at it and went, "Yeah, I'm really proud of that. That's good."
Yeah, yeah. That can go on TV.
Yeah,
I'm happy for this to be seen by.
I'm going to put my
thousands
name on that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which gives it a score of 19 for weirdness. Right, let me just leap back, because you're right. The total would be 17, but that's not how we do things around here.
Whilst we're at it, well, actually no. Like, tell me the final score, and I'll find out if any of them
6.
are lower. 6.
6 for theme
That
tune.
is
That is the lowest.
definitely the bottom.
Yeah.
Followed by Alf with 11. So it's not even close.
I don't even remember the Elf theme tune.
It was some sitcom thing.
Yeah, it was.
Like,
it sounded a bit hostile.
Oh
Sitcom.
yes, it sounded like that was it. It sounded like a medical drama.
Colby T.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I mean, the Rent-A-Ghost one got 14 as well. I don't remember that. Oh, Rent-A-Ghost. Cool. Rent-A-Ghost.
Rent-A-Ghost was a great theme tune. So,
Well, so you see, that first series of serial viewing, that's mine and Jeremy's alone.
yeah, I know.
Unbiased, unfiltered.
Well, I gave this a 39 for educational because it is bringing an 1844 novel
Yeah.
to children who may not otherwise be exposed to it. So
Yeah.
I think that's perfectly reasonable. So a 39
Yeah.
from me
40 from me.
and a 40 for Jennifer for the same reason.
Yep.
Now, I've closed my notes, so I've completely forgotten. But there was a specific point as well where I remember watching it and I was like, oh, okay, this is something educational. Like, and it wasn't specifically about Dogtanian, or D'Artagnan. It was like a slight lesson as well. So I'm going to give it a 45. very educational
Is it?
because of my personal experience with the show.
There's definitely a consensus going on there.
Oh,
that
it was a history thing. It was his dad said when he served under Henry IV, and I had to look up Henry IV of France, and that was actually like the king before Louis XIV, who
well,
was
there you
when
go.
the Musketeers were, and I was like, I had no idea.
Can you
I
imagine?
thought maybe it was a mistake and they'd done some.
Can you imagine some small child watching this and then pulling that piece of trivia out of its arse like
Yeah.
a couple of days later? And parents just like, where did that come from?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh no, mummy, when it was Louis the 16th, was it dogs that were lived in France?
Yeah. How
Yes,
many
dear.
dogs were murdered?
So Jennifer, overall impact. As I say every week, this is how you can interpret this, how awesome you think this is, how culturally significant you think it is, however you want to gauge impact.
I reckon I'm going to give it 40 again
Ooh.
because
40.
yeah, well, just think it's still popular. Not only they did
Popular
a
with
couple of
certain people on the
movies,
internet.
yeah, but they're looking to do another movie to reinvent it, and I know it's because the base story, The Three Musketeers, is a very popular story, and that Dogtanian is a good way to introduce it to kids. But it's still there. There are other things that they could have done with it. So, and it was quite popular when we were kids.
It was. Well, it's undeniable.
So
For
40.
some reason. Okay, fair enough. I gave it a 19 on the basis that I still remember it. I remember it not fondly, but I do remember it. It's never left my head. And it's obviously, as Jen said, it's obviously popular with someone because they're making a movie out of it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Were
that's a
you
valid
were
point.
you burnt as a small child by kids TV?
I was just
Because you don't like any of them,
no, whoa,
apart from
whoa.
usually 31. Yeah.
Jeez. Trapdoor is a
Yeah.
work of art.
But Trapdoor wasn't from when we were kids. Trapdoors was from
don't-
when we were older.
I don't care. I liked it. What else have I liked?
Nightmare.
Nightmare. Nightmare is jeez. Battle of
Hey,
the Planets.
you liked Terrorhawks when you were younger.
I was obsessed with Terrorhawks when I was a child.
Yeah.
That really hasn't aged well.
Everything
but that's what I
else,
mean.
Henry hates.
Because you've just literally slated all of them.
No, I
That's
just
what you
listed
have
all
a
the
hate
ones I
thing
like.
from.
I just listed all the ones I like.
You didn't like it when we were talking about Terrorhawks on the thing, on the show.
Yeah, but that's what I mean.
We went back and rewatched it.
Because I had to.
That's what I mean.
I loved it when I was a child,
Mm.
so I wasn't scarred as a child.
No, I
This is
didn't
why
say
we're
that.
we've all integral hosts of the show because I have never seen any of them. Henry's seen them and goes back and watches them and hates them all. And then you go back
That's what I
and watch,
mean.
you go back and watch them and you're like, oh, these are amazing with rose tinted goggles.
So Jeremy,
Oh, that's not rose tinted.
Jeremy is the tiebreaker here.
Yeah.
Right, Jeremy, impact.
At 17.
1-7.
Yeah, because the movie about it, I've never heard of this apart from you guys again, from anybody ever. I've heard of the Three Musketeers, obviously, but I've never heard of dogs being the Three Musketeers.
Dogtanian.
And like they are making a movie of it, so I get 17 for that.
Fair enough.
So obviously it means something to somebody.
So let us never speak of Dogtanian again.
Agreed?
So next week it's Captain Bucky O'Hare,
Dude.
which is one of Jennifer's. As I said, have you heard of beyond outside of serial viewing, Jeremy? Have you ever heard of Captain Bucky O'Hare?
I think I've heard of references of it
Right,
because it's an American show, right?
I believe so.
I think it is. So I think it's been referenced in stuff before.
Oh, very probably.
So yes, and I may have been curious once or twice and looked it up, but don't quite remember. But I know what it's about from you guys and from doing the research on the theme song.
Why did just quickly before we finish, Jen? Why did you pick Bucky O'Hare?
Because I remember it was awesome. I really liked it.
See, and I know I watched it. I know I've watched it, but I don't really remember anything about it. So I'm quite looking forward to watching it again.
To be fair, we weren't kids when it was on. We would have been.
As has been established, I'll watch anything.
It would have been when we were teenagers because it's from a comic book.
It is. I remember the comics books more than I remember the TV show.
So I'm sensing a theme. If it's from the 90s, it's a lot better than if it's from the 80s.
Ooh, do you know what? That's a good point. It'd be interesting to see what the how the stats look like there. Break it down by decade.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, there's going to be some personal opinion.
That's the entire point of the show.
Apparently, it's been referenced in Robot Chicken
That makes sense.
and Death Battle.
I used to love Death Battle. Anyway, we shall talk about that next time.
Indeed.
Thank you very much for joining us. Like, comment, and subscribe. Is that? I'd say it.
If you haven't already, why not?
Yeah, what's wrong with you? Watch it. I mean, do it. Thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate it. Thank you for sticking around for our little after show. Jeremy's going to go spend another hour looking at furry porn.
I'm going to spend another hour washing my eyes out with slime.
I need to run some serious cleaning programs on my laptop.
Yeah, dog shampoo.
Thank you very much, guys. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Jeremy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Everyone say bye.
Bye.
Woof.